So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dow here from Zephyr War Games, bringing you today an Eldlich zombie deck. Now Eldlich are a brand new archetype that came out in Secret Slayers, and they've been doing really well, but they've been doing really well as a control build. Now in the control build you actually play 3 of the Golden Lord, which currently is sitting between $70 to $90, and then you also play like Pot of Extravagance as well. So what I've tried to do with this build, if you want to see a pure Eldlich build, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to do so. But what I've done with this build is I've mixed it with the original zombies, and I've kind of made it more balanced between the Extract and the Border Roach plays and the Golden Lord plays. So the Golden Lord plays are there to control your opponent, to get out of certain situations like Winders, and then be able to move further forward, being able to control your opponent with the zombie half of the deck and power through with the zombie half of the deck with stuff like Super Polys, Synchro plays and Fusion plays, just to kind of keep moving that way. With that said and done, please smash the like button, hit the notification bell, check out our Secret Slayers opening as well as our Mechanized Fusion opening, where you can get yourself a chance to win one of the structure decks as well. We are also going to be bringing you loads of Eternity Code updates, considering we have received these sets early as well. So stay tuned for all of that. With that said and done, let's get straight on to the Eldlich zombie profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through, I've split these up, so you've got the Eldlich cards, you've got the zombie cards, and then you've got the extra deck. So I'm going to do this profile a little bit differently, just so you can kind of see what each engine contains, and I'll explain why I've done the balance of each individual engine as we go. So I'll start off with the Eldlich. Now the Eldlich, we've got 2 Eldlich the Golden Lord. Now in the pure version you play 3, I only own 2, so this is a good build for me. It saves you about $70. I think when they first came out they were about 40 quid in the UK. And then they went up to 60, and now I think they've gone up even more. But bear in mind we've only just received our boxes, and they've not been like there for the public to pick up. It's only from ordering online, so those of you you'd normally get from like your locals won't have them yet, or do have them but won't have a way of distributing them. So we play 2 Eldlich the Golden Lord. For the spells we play 2 Elixir and of White Destiny and 2 Black Awakening. Again, I only got 1 out of all my boxes. This is a little bit cheaper. It was £10, it's gone up to £15. Might settle around 20 quid, maybe a little bit more, because it was harder to pull over here. I don't know if it was so hard to pull in the States for you guys. But yeah, you play 2 of these. One of them is a quick play, lets you special summon a zombie from your graveyard. But if you don't control an Eldlich, you must summon an Eldlich. And then the Awakening is lets you summon a zombie from the deck. But if you don't control an Eldlich, it must be an Eldlich. Now it says Eldlich monsters and doesn't specifically name Golden Lord, so I'm hoping there's going to be more Eldlich cards coming out in the future. Then we play triple Cursed Eldland. This card is insane. So you can't declare an attack except with zombie monsters, which is fine, because if you play Zombie World, everything's going to be zombies anyway. You pay 800 life points, add an Eldlich monster or Golden Land spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the spell and trap card zone to the graveyard, you can send 1 Eldlich monster or Golden Land spell and trap card from your deck. So it allows you to search out your Golden Lord, which then in itself is a send itself and 1 spell or trap you control to the graveyard, and send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard. And then it can revive itself from the graveyard, so it adds it back to hand and then special summons a zombie. And then it gives that zombie an extra 1,000 attacks. So it's like, alright, cool, I'll go with that. Very good play. And then to back up, we play 2 Foolish Burial Goods, part of the Eldlich engine. Purely because what you want to do is you want to be able to send your Elixir of Secret Sanguine, and you want to send your Conquistadors of the Golden Land. So each of these have graveyard effects. Your Sanguine is special summon 1 zombie monster from your deck or graveyard, but if you control no Eldlich, it must be an Eldlich monster. For the rest of this time, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except zombie monsters. You banish this card from the graveyard, then set 1 Golden Land spell and trap directly from your deck. And then the Conquistadors, it treats itself as a monster, so you special summon this card as a normal monster, zombie light level 5, which works because you use it with Uni-Zombie, sorry, and you've got instant level 8 synchro plays as well. So you can get a lot of value out of this card. When this is summoned, you can destroy 1 face-up card on the field. During the end phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, set 1 Elixir, spell or trap, so that gives you your quick play or your normal spell, so that gives you your special summon from deck or your special summon from the graveyard. And then to finish it off, we play double Golden Land forever. So when a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated while you control an Eldritch monster, tribute one zombie monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Now, if you want to, because this is searchable and settable, it's the only reason I've played this over Swallow Slash. But if you want to, you take one of these out and put in a Swallow Slash, it gives you the balance between the two. And then the one, Yugioh of the Golden Lands. So again, special summon this as a normal monster, zombie light level 5. It's really weird that the zombies are lights, but then I guess it's because of the Golden Eldorado part of it. Then you can banish one card from either graveyard, so it's a nice kind of Call by the Grave in a sense, or a DD Crow, which is quite nice. During the end phase, you can banish this card, set one Eldlich spell or trap directly from your deck, so it gives you the ability to extend your plays during your turn. So this is what I mean, like you control your opponent with these cards here, and then set yourself up for your additional zombie plays during your turn. So that's it for the Eldritch. If you wanted to make this pure, like I said, you would probably bump up. The only card that I would say you need to bump up is the Golden Lord. And then you'd bump up the Yugioh. And you'd also put in, depending if you want to play the Eldorado kind of trap card that halves your opponent's life points, would depend on if you need to put another Golden Land in there or not. For the zombies themselves, we play obviously triple Sirenui Solitaire, triple Mizuki. These are all quite straightforward zombies that you put in pretty much 90% of your zombie builds, even a vampire build. And then I've got double Uni-Zombie and the Synchro Necro World Banshee. Banshee's an insane card that gets you to your zombie world, and zombie world is another form of control. So you've got the control and power, more so control in the Eldritch, and you've got the control and power, more so power, from the zombies, because they allow you to go into your Border Roaches, they allow you to go into your Vampire Suckers to give you draws, and it kind of takes out the expense of a third Golden Lord and a triple Extravagance. But then on the flip side, if you do want to play Extravagance, you put the money in your Extravagance rather than your extra deck, so it balances the money out. We've then got double Doom King Border Roach, the one Glart Bloom and the one busted Yugioh Bolan. I love this card. Like under Zombie World, this is just a monster reborn continually for any of your opponent's cards, and it's just like, alright, cool, I'm just going to keep taking your cards you leave in the graveyard. And then of course we've got double Zombie World. Don't really need 3. Once you've got 1, if your opponent gets rid of it, you should have easy access to the second one. If you want to put in a Terraforming, you can do. And then we've got probably this, and Lair of Darkness is the only decks I feel can run this card and get the most out of it. And that's Super Poly. Like right now, there's so many decks that are vomiting their board, and they're like, cool, I'm safe from Super Poly because I'm not playing 2 Darks. And no one's playing Super Poly right now because no one's putting... Like, no one's playing double Dark decks, like Eldritch Elites and, you know, Adamantes are only putting like 1 Dark on it, or they're putting such a big board on that the 2 Darks you take care of aren't really big of an issue. Whereas this, as soon as you have the ability, whether you do Banshee and then actually try and play Zombie World as well, as soon as you do either of those, they're like, okay, cool, now I'm in trouble. And then you just go, Super Poly, get rid of 2 of your monsters, any of the monsters, because they're now all zombies, as long as they're not unaffected by card effects. And I'm going to get rid of them and make my own zombie monster. And now I'm not locking out my extra monster zone, I can put it wherever I want. So this and Lair of Darkness is probably one of the best decks to use and abuse, one of the most powerful fusion spells we've ever had. And then finishing off, we've got the one Foolish Barrel and double Rivalry, because if you didn't have enough control with your Super Polys and your Eldritch, putting them under a Zombie World Rivalry lock going first is going to be insane. So the balance for this deck actually has a nice balance between going first and going second. So no matter what, whether you win or lose the dice roll, you can basically choose your own fate. In the sense that if you go first, you've got the Rivalry, Zombie World, Yugioh Bolan, Border Roach, Super Poly kind of plays that you can take out of from this half. And then from the Eldritch side, if you go first, you've got your Golden Lands set up, you've got your Eldlich, your Yugiohs, your Conquistadors, and then by some point as well you should have an Eldritch Golden Lord, which is going to be like 20 or 3800 defender, and then you've also got your Eldlich. So you've actually got a lot of cards that give you a lot of control over your opponent. Obviously some are a bit more, the Eldritch is more consistent control than the zombies because they cry a lot to get going, but it's still, there's so much power this deck has. And I can understand why the Eldritch Pures are doing well, because they can just play additional floodgates like Summon Limit and like Skill Drain as well. So moving on to the extra deck, like I said, if you play the Pure version, you don't worry about this at all. You can put whatever you want in the extra deck. If you're playing Super Poly, you know what you need to put in. You basically play 3 Vampire Suckers, free of pretty much everything you might go into, just because you play Extravagance to get through it. But we currently play double Draco Never Soul Dragon, just because it's so consistent in this deck as soon as you hit them with Zombie World. We've got the one Crystron Halifax or Needle Fiber. So the reason this is so good is you actually make it with Uni-Zombie. As long as you don't lock yourself into zombies, you've got to be very, very careful on that. And then you can bring out your Glarp Bloom, and then Glarp Bloom can go off because you can turn that into, so let's say you use Uni-Zombie and Banshee, you've got your Zombie World, you bring Glarp Bloom out, you've got your Border Roach, you've got 2 zombies, you make Vampire Sucker, and then you've got the Border Roach plays as well, alongside Jack-o'-Bolin if you want to, and Golden Lord backup plays. Double Vampire Sucker, the draw, the extension, it's what you need in the deck. And then the other ones are just here, like you don't really need to play these, but you've got your IP Masquerena to go alongside like the combo with your Nightmare Phoenix and your Nightmare Unicorn during your opponent's turn, should you need additional disruption, not that you do. The one Link Karibo just to get rid of your Glarp Bloom. The one Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. Now, Golden Lord doesn't mind being in the graveyard. Border Roach doesn't mind being in the graveyard. So you can actually make this very, very easily, and it can be an insane boss monster for you. Borosaur for games. And then for the synchros, you've got the one Red Eyes Zombie Necro Dragon, because you have to kind of like play a zombie, because there are those points where you lock yourself into zombies and you need a way out or a boss monster, and these synchros can now go anywhere along the monster zone, so it's actually really, really good and useful to play it. And then we play 3 level 8s, Omega to recycle your Mizukis and all of your banished cards should you need it. Your Borolo Savage Dragon, level 8, double negation, negate spells, traps or monsters, so it's very, very good and consistent. And then finally the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, purely because it just wins you games. Like, if you don't lock yourself into zombies, you can build your board up with loads of special summon monster, and then time gets called and you go, alright, I'm not in battle phase, I'm in main phase, Scarlet, nuke the board, off you go. Or even if you go through battle phase and you're still shy of winning the game, but you're in main phase 2, you make Scarlet, you nuke the board. It just gives you so many options to win in time. It's better than Cowboy in a deck that can make it consistently, which this deck certainly can. So that's it for the profile. Very straightforward, very, very simple. A little bit different to what I've seen online, which is great. That's why I try to aim for. I don't want to be like... I take inspiration, but I don't want to like net deck any particular decks. I want to be able to provide you with guys with something different, something new, something a little bit... within range, because I mean not everyone's going to be able to get hold of 3 Eldritch the Golden Lords. I think the only physical profile I've seen with 3 Golden Lords in is Team Sam's, and like he is what he is. Like he has the ability to do that, to get those cards. But I'm not saying this is a cheap deck, because Eldritch the Golden Lord is still an insanely expensive card right now. Hopefully they come down once the official TCG release, which on the day of filming this is today, comes out, and I know the pre-orders have already sold out as well. So fingers crossed this becomes a little bit cheaper for you guys, or this is a cheaper option. If you're like, I really want to play zombies, I really want to play Eldritch, I've pulled 1 Golden Lord, you can still play it with 1 Golden Lord. The other cards shouldn't be too expensive, they're a little bit easier to get hold of, and you can still kind of use and abuse the deck as well. So it's a different take on the deck, something a little bit new. I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always guys, happy dueling.